Welcome, everybody, to Brotherhood Blitz podcast. It is a new thing we're going to be starting here in the VGL. I'm here with my co host, 409K.
What's up? What's up? It's nice to start my own podcast instead of being a guest on them.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm your host, D underscore Lawop. You can call me Dylan, you can call me Coach Powell, whatever. Um, but yeah, so far we're looking into season 7 of the VGL. It's my second season here, and I'm excited. You've been in here since season 3, right? Right, okay.
Yep, midway through season 3, I started as an OC on LSU, and then since season 4, I've been the head coach of Texas, and it's been that way ever since.
Yep, and here we are now, head
Season
coach
7.
and assistant head coach of the same team together. It's one of our main hobbies, our only hobby together. Um, Keeps us together and keeps that brotherhood bond.
Yeah, it keeps us interesting, gives us something to do, and brings more content to the league, and gets people talking about whatever stupid stuff that we are about to get flamed for.
But yeah, just to start off, I want to kind of recap um, last season. Congratulations, of course, to the LSU Tigers. They had hell of a season last season, and very tough team to beat. We did find a way, pulled out of our ass somehow to come back against them in the regular season. What'd you think of that game during the regular season of last season when we played them?
Not gonna lie, I thought we were cooked. I uh that game ended up being a win for Texas 51-48, which at one point we were down by like 19, and then came back to win by 3. Uh, but that second half was like probably one of the better games I've watched in the regular season in recent times since I've been here in the VGL. And you go into, of course, the national championship between Texas and LSU. LSU obviously wins that one, but the first overtime game uh, in 6 seasons in the national championship, and it ends up being probably one of the best games of all time, if not the best game of all time. Uh, have all games simmed and played here in the league.
Yeah, that natty was exciting to watch. Great atmosphere. Loved the field. Speaking of, want to talk a little bit about that. We have a phenomenal guy doing all these fields and new uniforms for the league. It's fantastic to see, and excited to see what he does coming soon.
Yeah, shout out to Digi Designs. He has done a fantastic job. With the team rebrand, obviously with FAU getting their custom logo, custom unis. He's done all the fields for all the teams. Excited to see what he does for the two new teams coming into the league and for season 7, ECU, East Carolina Pirates, and the Missouri Tigers. Uh, with head coach Drury taking over the rebrand from TCU to Mizzou. And then Ryan Davis coming back out of retirement, won a championship in season 4 with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, bringing in East Carolina Pirates, who were the Michigan State Spartans last season.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see how those teams do, and excited to see those head coaches perform. Um, I know they're both very good at what they do, um, and excited for the matchups. Um, Given that, we can go ahead and move on to week 1. Kind of want to go over each game that's going to come up, all 8 of them, and what's your Colton? What's your game of the week that you have for this upcoming week?
My personal game of the week is going to be Hawaii, North Carolina, which is going to be next Wednesday, second game of the night for that Wednesday slate. Both those teams had pretty phenomenal recruiting classes. We don't have rankings as per official rankings as of this moment, but here coming up, we'll kind of give our personal rankings for each team. We have North Carolina being the home team for that Week 1 matchup, and as anyone that's been around for sim leagues for some time know, Week 1 is such a crapshoot. Never know what's going to happen. Never know what to really game plan for because you have no tape to go off of. You're just going off of whatever playbook knowledge you have of what playbook they ran, what you have, and kind of just hoping something sticks and something works at that point.
Yeah, week one is always interesting to say the least. But yeah, that's definitely going to be one game to watch, and I'm excited for that game. Um, I want to say my game of the week. Um, I will say I'm going to go with Louisville and Alabama. I think those two teams are pretty even on the table, and I think it's going to be a very good matchup. And I'm excited to see um, how that game performs. And that'll kind of move into kind of our underrated game of the week, I should say. I think that's going to be uh, one that you don't want to miss. It's going to be, um, I think it's going to be very high scoring and a very good game all the way to the end.
Yeah, so since I started first for the game of the week, kind of we'll start with you for what do you think is the a game don't miss type of game that might be a little underlooked um, by the fan base.
Yeah, going back to that Louisville and Alabama, I think that's going to be people are going to overlook that. Um, it's a later game, at the end of the week. I think people are going to kind of overlook it and be like, oh, it might be one team pulling away from the other, but I think yeah, you do not want to miss that game. It's going to be pretty good to watch.
Well, yeah, especially if you look at just how some of the both of those teams kind of did in recruiting. Bama had a pretty good recruiting class. Didn't have the best of season last season. I believe they only won 2 games, if I'm not mistaken. Um, yeah, they went two and finished 2-7 last season with a point differential of negative 133. So I didn't have the best of opening seasons as that last season. Season 6 was their first season in the league. But coming into season 7, they have a rejuvenated offense. Defense is to be looked out for. Don't know exactly how the defense is going to perform. They got a new halfback one, 6-star Hector Vasquez, freshman, came in this past recruiting class, and they got Memphis Reigns, got coming into his second season, trying to take this team and this offense kind of to the next level and really look to make up for the lackluster season that they had last season, only winning 2 games.
Yeah, and Alabama picking Texas Tech, a very good book to run. Um, I believe that is what LSU won the national championship with, if I'm not mistaken.
It is a very pass heavy book. Not a lot of running as as we saw last season when LSU used it. It had what 3 or 4 receivers over 1,000 yards.
Yeah, what a time that was. That was definitely sucked to sim against, to say the least.
Suck to play against at all. For I feel bad for any team that had to face against it. Shocked we even managed to beat them when we faced them in the regular season, but they got the best of us when it mattered in the Natty.
Yep, in overtime. Couldn't have asked for a better game though, except
No, not at all.
if we held the trophy.
Yeah, and then we'll talk a little bit about Louisville. Louisville kind of had a slow start to recruiting. Don't think they got any transfers, if I'm not mistaken. Don't really have an easy way to go back and look without scrolling for 10 minutes through all the commitments. But I know towards the middle and end of the freshman recruiting cycle, they did get a couple of good recruits coming in, and were able to kind of fill those big needs that they have. Uh, and try and get this team into a good position. They have 20 filled roster spots out of the 22 cap that we have here in the league. They're able to get a five-star freshman wide receiver, 75 overall, Bob Simmons. They're able to get a six-star tight end, and they were hoping for another great season. They finished strong. I believe at one point they were what 4-0, 5-0 going at the start of season six, and then that latter half of their schedule, the harder part of their schedule, kind of fell off and barely missed the playoffs. But Johnny Gray Jr. Had a record-breaking season for rushing as a quarterback. I mean, I don't know if we'll see another season like that anytime soon. But excited to see Louisville. Yeah, they finished 5-4 last season, barely missed the playoffs. But they're hoping to kind of carry some good momentum coming into season seven and making another statement.
Yes, of course. And yeah, it'll be a good game to watch. Um, Moving on, I do want to go back, recap a little bit of what we just saw tonight. We had first ever Powell Bowl. Exciting to start that up. It's basically Texas versus Texas, me versus my brother. I went through DB editor and uh, took a team that's not in the league and overrided them with Texas. So basically made two Texas teams in the game. That way we could have two separate playbooks, two separate coaching strategies, and it was exciting. Say nonetheless. And what was your thoughts on it?
It was an interesting game. I ended up getting the win 38-34. At one point, I think we both thought it was going to go into overtime. We did end up doing a practice one at some point, which wasn't that close at first.
Yeah, and ended like you said, 38-34. It was a very close game. Second quarter, or sorry, second half was definitely one to watch. The first half looked a little bit like White was going to pull ahead and not look back. It started off very quickly, 20-7, um, and looked like White was just going to keep on going. But um, Orange got a touchdown at the very last second of the first half, and then got the ball back at the beginning of the second half, and that kind of got their ball rolling with momentum, and they didn't look back.
Yep, and White was my brother, and Orange was myself. It was a good game. I shocked I was able to pull it off after we threw two turnovers and that lackluster first half. But like you said, that we got scored right before half on a deep touchdown to believe it was Beasley, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
Kyle Beasley.
yeah, it was Kyle Beasley.
And then we got the ball to start the second half, and then proceeded to score again, which kind of gave us all momentum in the world, and went on a little bit of a streak of touchdowns.
Unfortunately,
I honestly thought you were gonna pull that off and beat me, but I'll take the win nonetheless. I want to know in the Powell Bowl. It'll be like my brother said, a seasonal thing that we'll be doing. Kind of just bring some stuff for mainly for our locker room, but also for the league to watch and just more content nonetheless.
yeah, as that was the first one. We had a little bit of some issues going into it, but hopefully, going on from now, each one will be better and better as they go on. And next time it will be, I will find a way to record it so people can go back and rewatch it. Um, as this first one, there is no way to go back and rewatch it, unfortunately.
And the way Discord is very CPU heavy, and obviously with the emulator being very CPU heavy as well. We had a little bit of issues with frame drops and freezing. So we're gonna look for a way to either stream it, record it, so people are able to watch it live, and hopefully with less lagging, and able if you miss it, you're able to go back and watch it or watch each one as they unfold over the seasons.
Yeah, and also some games we had this week, some exciting ones. We had an all gridiron game, and also tonight, earlier tonight, we had the senior game.
Yeah, both those games. Well, one of them was interesting. The other one was not as close, but still interesting nonetheless. We'll start with the all gridiron game that happened on Tuesday, where the Griffins get a 58 to 17 win over the Leviathans. The Griffins, if I remember correctly, were first team offense, second team defense, and the Leviathans were second team offense, first team defense. Obviously, it didn't matter at the end. The Griffins just kind of took off, and I believe we're up like 3 or 4 scores uh, before the half was even done, or something, or somewhere close to that. And then earlier tonight, we had the senior game where the Griffins were mainly, I believe, all graduated seniors from last season that played, and then the Leviathans were mainly this season's seniors, as we have a little bit of a smaller senior class after at the conclusion of season 7. And that game was a Griffin win, 34 to 28, so a lot closer. And the Griffins coach was, I believe, if I'm not, sorry if I butcher your name, but Rationale. He is the halfback for Rutgers, also the assistant head coach. And the Leviathans is none other than Captain Rush, QB, and assistant head coach for Georgia.
Yeah, so it's exciting to see. Also, with those, preseason games, you have two potentially upcoming head coaches. Exciting to see. It's exciting to see how they do in the preseason and what's to come in the leagues in the seasons to come.
Yeah, Rationale going 2-0 over Captain Rush. Rationale just entered the league and getting a fresh start and kind of showing us what he's capable of scoring 58 and 34 in 2 games.
Yeah, it's exciting, and we have another preseason game. I believe it's tomorrow, the freshman game. So that's another one you'll want to tune into. Well, it'll already be streamed by the time this comes out, but um, it'll be exciting to watch that one as well.
Yeah, no, it is tomorrow at 8:15 Eastern time. Um, Freshman season 7 freshman games, the first season that we've really done these, but so far they've been entertaining and fun to watch, and something fun as with some long off seasons. It's good to see some type of VGL action.
Yeah, always, and it's a little bit different than what we had last season in the off season, preseason, where we just had some scrimmages, which were also pretty fun to watch. But it's cool to see Digi Designs stuff come to life when we have two teams that face off with upcoming players, with freshmen and players that are about to graduate or just graduated with seniors, and then you have the all gridiron. Um, it's all great fun to watch.
Well, it's also something for players to strive for to try and you know make an all gridiron, which is in other words all American game. Um, And then Senior Bowl, obviously, it'd be an active, if you're active and, had a great senior career, you can make that in the freshman game. Same thing, top upcoming freshmen come in and kind of giving us a taste of what can your player do. Are you gonna show out and show the league and kind of make a statement for yourself before you even play your first official game as week 1 starts next Tuesday with LSU and Virginia Tech?
Yeah, it'll be exciting, and like I said, very fun to watch, and it's good to see which way this league is heading, and getting new stuff every season. It's good to see.
I think we should go into our next segment, which is our personal rankings for how we think teams should be ranked going into week one.
Yeah, we have. I believe we do not know each other's. I know you told me a little bit earlier. I completely forgot what you told me, but yeah, I believe we should have two separate opinions on this. So that'd be
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, no, definitely be interesting to kind of see your take on where you think teams should be ranked, especially with all the knowledge that we have with a little bit of last season, how recruiting went for some teams, and overall just how good some of these teams have gotten over the course of recruitment.
Yeah. So if you want to start, um, give us your rankings, a prediction.
Yeah, so I'll start with my rankings. You'll do yours. We'll kind of talk a little bit about it, and then at the end we'll both recap what each other what our rankings are, and then we'll go into I believe our one of our final segments. But I have ranked number one going into week one to start out the season, the defending champions LSU, and then we have the finalist ourselves Texas, Miami going to come in at rank number three, Virginia Tech at four, and then we have UNC at five, Arkansas at six, FAU at seven, Michigan going to come in at number eight with ECU right behind them at number nine. And then we have Hawaii at 10. Louisville going to come in at number 11. And then number 12, I got Georgia going to come in and didn't have the greatest of seasons last season, but going to with a strong recruiting class. I believe they will be ranked a little bit higher on the list. At 13 is going to be Rutgers. At 14 is going to be Maryland. 15 is going to be Alabama, and then coming in at 16 is going to be Mizzou.
Yeah, I believe my rankings aren't going to be much different than that, but I do have some differences. Um, Starting off, it's going to be pretty much the same. I got one being the defending champs, LSU, coming at two, just like you have us at number two, Texas. Number three, Miami. Number four, Virginia Tech. Number five, I believe you said UNC at five, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so we still have number five, the same as UNC. Number six, I believe, is when we have our first difference. I have FEU at number six. I believe you had Arkansas.
Correct. I had Arkansas above FAU.
And then I will have FEU above Arkansas, and then Arkansas um, just behind them. Um, and then I have ECU over Michigan. So I believe I have those flopped from you.
Yeah, because I have Michigan at 8 and ECU at 9.
Yep. And then I have Hawaii, and then Louisville, Georgia, Maryland, then Rutgers. I believe those are switched. I think you had those switched.
Yeah, yep. I had Rutgers at 13, Maryland at 14, so you flip-flop those.
And then Bama, and then Mizzou.
Okay, interesting, interesting.
It's a
And
little,
definitely some notable differences.
yeah, a little bit of differences. Obviously, the first, five are pretty easy. After that, I would say it gets pretty tough after that.
Yeah, I think I honestly think the first four are clear cut the top four teams in the league. And then after that, between like 5 to 10, you can make a case really for any of those teams to be ranked in any order. Is that obviously it will give a grain of salt to our rankings. This is our personal opinion. You're more than welcome to flame us when this goes live and when published. But these are where we personally think teams should be ranked, as the official rankings are not out yet. So we shall see. I will believe official rankings will be out before this goes live, or at least should be.
Yeah,
So
so that'd
we'll
be
kind of see.
pretty interesting.
It'd be interesting to see how close we were to where teams should be ranked.
Yeah, and then next we can go into kind of our pick'ems, I guess, and
Yeah.
how we think next week is going to go.
Yep. So we'll go. I guess I'll go first. So I'm going to have first game of the season, LSU versus Virginia Tech. I'm going to take LSU taking the win in that one. And then Texas versus Miami. I have, it's going to sound super biased, but I'm being trying to be biased as I can throughout this. I have Texas edging out Miami in a very, very close game, and in my opinion. Maryland versus Mizzou. I actually have an upset, in my opinion, should be an upset as Mizzou's beats Maryland. And then my personal game of the week, North Carolina versus Hawaii. I will have North Carolina taking the win. And then you have Arkansas versus Rutgers in the final game of the Wednesday slate. I have Arkansas beating Rutgers pretty easily. And then first game of the Thursday slate, East Carolina taking on Georgia. I actually have Georgia winning that game. Then second game on the Thursday slate, Michigan versus FAU. I have FAU winning that one. And then the final game of week one, Louisville versus Alabama. I have Louisville edging that one out, which should be a pretty close game.
Yes, once again, I think we have a couple differences. A lot of the same ones though. Week one, LSU versus Virginia Tech. I have Virginia Tech over LSU. That's going to be fun to watch. Um, the next game on Tuesday, Texas versus Miami. Again, this is going to sound biased, but I do have Texas over Miami. Um,
And
I
how
want
can
to
you not
say,
expect us to not pick ourselves?
I mean, we're the ones that mainly do the simming. We see what's coming up.
Yes.
I'll just leave it at that and hope I don't eat my words. But yeah, I have us beating Miami by 10 points. I will say, I will give us a ten
Ooh,
point.
you're giving a an actual yeah. If we lose at all, I'm gonna let you eat those words if we don't win by 10.
You heard it here first.
Hey, your hot take for week one, I see.
First game on Wednesday, Mizzou versus Maryland. I have Maryland beating Mizzou. I believe you had Mizzou pulling that one out, right?
Correct.
I have Maryland topping that one. Second game on Wednesday, North Carolina versus Hawaii. I have North Carolina over Hawaii. I believe you had the same.
Correct.
Third and final game on Wednesday, Arkansas over Rutgers. I have Arkansas pulling that one off. Um, just like you said, I think it's going to be pretty one-sided game for Arkansas.
And I think
But
the talent difference between those two teams is just a little in Arkansas's favor. Don't get me wrong, Rutgers actually a really good recruiting class. Just guys show me something um, first before I can really rely on picking you, especially in week one. But we anything can really happen. I've seen some crazier crazier shit happen. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, don't count Rutgers off for sure. As you know, week one is you never know what's going to happen. But I do have Arkansas winning that one. Uh, First game on Thursday, we have East Carolina versus Georgia. I also have Georgia pulling that one out. That's not going to be an easy game for Georgia, I will say, but I have faith in them, and I do think they are. It's going to be a very close game, but I think Georgia pulls it off. They have that one play that's gonna change the momentum and give them the win.
And I think that game is going to come down to who can take time of possession and also limit the amount of turnovers um, that are thrown. Because that last season, that was especially in the earlier part of last season, that was an issue that Georgia had was interceptions thrown.
Yeah, so it's exciting to see if they can limit the turnovers um, to even zero or one. It'll be a good game, and that's another one you don't want to miss. Going on to the second game on Thursday, you got Michigan versus Florida Atlantic. I also have Florida Atlantic pulling that one out. Um, yeah, just like the Arkansas and Rutgers game, I think Florida Atlantic. Um, I won't say pretty easily, but I do think they win it decently comfortably over Michigan.
I, I think the Michigan has a really good offense.
Yes.
I think the defense and just being able to stop that FAU offense and with how good FAU's defense got through recruiting, especially with Sakalata, was a very huge pickup for that defensive line. It is going to be it's going to be hard to get points, and they still have that really good secondary. They had, I believe, two people in the All Gridiron game that are still there currently. Yeah, Chester Squeakman, Corey Edwards, uh, both had really were in that All Gridiron game, and they're coming back, and that secondary didn't get any worse.
Yeah, it's another one you really don't want to miss. A lot of these games you really don't want to miss at all. They're all going to be pretty good. But yeah, I do have Florida Atlantic over Michigan. Like you said, Florida Atlantic, they did phenomenal in recruiting this season, and it's exciting to see what they do with all that talent. Going on to the last game on Thursday and the last game of the week, you have Louisville versus Alabama. Um, I have Alabama pulling that one off. I do think they they find what they need. They they change some things up from last season, and they start season 7, week 1, off pretty strong with a win.
Yeah, so we had a difference in that one. I had Louisville over Alabama. I do think Alabama had a better recruiting class so far than Louisville has had, but Louisville, I think, didn't their team hasn't really changed much. They are running, I think, a slightly different. Yeah, they're running a different style of offense than they did last season. They ran a kind of a run-centric offense, and then they go into using Ohio State going into season 7, which is pretty different than what their book was last season in Oregon. So kind of gonna rely on more than just Johnny Gray Jr.'s legs. You gotta get his arm rolling. But I think that game is gonna be who has the ball last, honestly.
Yeah, that's going back to underrated game of the week. That's gonna be probably my most exciting one that I'm gonna go watch. I think it's gonna be very tight all the way to the end.
Agreed.
But yeah, that's our pick'ems. Um, what else do you got for this upcoming season?
So we will go into our final segment of episode one to kind of um, round out the episode. We're going to both give our hot take of the season. So, preseason, we'll start out with a hot take that we have for the season. It can be a variety of different things. And as we go on week by week for each episode, we'll kind of give our hot take for the next week's games. Obviously, we kind of gave some for week one, but after week one, we'll kind of give our hot take for week two, so on and so forth. But kind of, what is your hot take for season seven of the VGL?
Season 7, man, it's going to be a great season. But my hot take for season 7 of the VGL, I'm going to have to go with Alabama making the playoffs. I do think that's that's a very hot take. But I do think they can pull it off. Their schedule, it's it's not going to be easy at all. But I do think with that Texas Tech playbook and kind of sticking to the same kind of style of offense they did last year, um, I think they'll win those extra games, and I think they'll squeeze into that last playoff spot.
That I did not expect at all. While we're on the topic of your hot take of Alabama making the playoffs, let me go find their schedule. Yeah, so their schedule starting off week one, they have Louisville, and then week two, three, and four, they have Texas week two, Miami week three, FAU week four, which is three of the probably top eight teams in the league. Then you have Maryland week five. Then you go on to face Virginia Tech at Virginia Tech. Then you have a home game versus UNC. Then you have Rutgers and Georgia to finish off the season.
It's a hot take.
That's yeah, that's definitely a hot take and a pretty pretty rough stretch of games to open the season. And then yeah, you kind of have some games sprinkled in there that I think they have a really good shot of winning. And but very hard to say how things will go. But I we'll see if your take holds up when we have our end of the season episode.
Yeah, like I said, it's not going to be easy. They got a very tough schedule, but I think they do win just enough games that I think they'll get in that last playoff spot.
Interesting, interesting.
And then so yeah, brother, what's your hot take?
My hot take is going to be Georgia being a top eight seed at the season's end.
Interesting. So you told me a
They're
little bit earlier that you said your hot take was going to be them making playoffs, but now you're stepping it up a level.
yeah, at first I was gonna just say, oh, they're gonna make the playoffs. No, I think they're gonna be a top eight team in the league and win at least five games.
Interesting. Yeah, I agree with that. I think they 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 did a lot in the off season. They did a very good in recruiting, and I think they're going to do pretty well this upcoming season.
Yeah, I don't think they posted their schedule. I was gonna go and tell you what five games they're winning, but they didn't post it, so that is out of the question. At least I don't see that they posted it anywhere.
Week 1 they face ECU. I think they beat ECU. Week 2
There's that.
they face LSU. That's gonna be tough.
I I am not giving them a win versus LSU, but
Week 3 they got
um,
Maryland. I think they pull that one
that's a,
out.
that's a win.
Week 4 they got VT, Virginia Tech. Um, that's gonna be tough, but um, that'll be
I give them
a,
the upset over
a
VT that
later.
week.
I was just about to say that'll be a later episode of Brotherhood Blitz, but I think that they pull that upset off. Virginia Tech at Georgia. So that'll be an interesting one in week 4. Week 5, they go
And
on the road to UNC. Another tough game. But
I think they would lose. Uh,
it's hard to say.
it's hard to say because we obviously it's so far down the season. But I won't go any further in predicting their schedule. That's for a different time, a different episode. But I'm saying it right here, right now. They're winning 5 games.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. But yeah, it's early, and it's exciting to see how the season unfolds, um, and to see how our pickums unfold and how we did, if we ate any of our words, and
Yeah, definitely gonna see if we ate any of our words. I also think uh, should be a punishment for whoever loses pick 'em between us. Don't know what the punishment should be, but I think we could come up with something.
every week or after the end of the season.
No, at the end of the season.
Interesting. So like a overall record.
Yeah, whoever has the whoever loses between us two overall record at the end of week 9,
Interesting.
that person should have a punishment.
Hmm. Well,
We won't we'll discuss it behind the scenes and I think come of episode 2 or 3, we'll reveal what that punishment be if we decide that's what we want to do.
yeah, and if y'all have any suggestions, feel free to let us know. And that
And
goes into if you have any suggestions for topics or anything that you have in mind, please don't hesitate to let it me or Kay know.
yeah, kind of just even if you want to send in questions to ask us, we can even add a segment of viewers ask and kind of do like a Q&A
Yeah, that would be
little
pretty cool.
section.
Yeah, and
I just thought of that.
it won't be this week 1, um, but starting after that, we will be having something called Hit Stick Player of the Week, where we will have the hardest hit of that week. So if you have, if you're watching a game and you see a very hard hit stick, and you want that to be your pick for that week for Hit Stick Player of the Week, please clip it in chat and let us know, and we will make sure that we look into it and consider it for his declare of the week.
Yeah, definitely. When you clip it, you can either send it to myself or send it to my brother. Y'all probably know me a little bit more at this point. No offense, no offense, Dylan. So you send it to me,
Shut up,
and
you
we'll
goober.
we'll both we'll both look over the clips and kind of go over what we think was the best hit stick of that week. We record these as of today. It is Thursday at 11:54 p.m. CST on October 23rd. We record it on usually Thursday, Fridays, give or take. So it's after the games end. If you want to just send it to us as you get them, or send it to us, I would say by 10 p.m. Um, Thursday, and we'll go through them, and we'll post it. These will be posted on YouTube. We might post it more than just YouTube, like Spotify, for those that just want to listen. Which, as of right now, it's just going to be our logo on the YouTube video with just a voiceover. But we'll be able to put the video on YouTube. Whereas if we just did on Spotify, it'd just be the sound recording of the clip.
Yeah, and also we have um, upcoming some ideas that we have in mind. So excited to see that. Another thing we are looking to have guests eventually. Who knows? Maybe we'll have one next episode. But as these go on, we would like to have some guests on. So if you want to be a part of this, just let us know, and we'll schedule things in. We try to make these around an hour, I would say.
I think we predicted this one to be 30 minutes. I think we're well past that now.
Yeah, we just hit 45 minutes.
Well, it's just around 45 minutes to an hour is normally how long these episodes will be, just so we're not rambling on as much. But yeah,
Yeah, just let us know if you want to be a part of it. Excited to see where this podcast goes.
and if it's all we got, we appreciate anyone and everyone that tunes in, or even new faces that come in and hear this on YouTube. We'll probably post some portions on TikTok, probably. I don't know. I doubt it. Just to get some more faces in the league. It's also good content and ways for and more things for people to talk about and flame us for. I mean, that's what podcasts kind of entice in a way. But we hope everyone enjoyed, and this is the Brotherhood Blitz.